guys, it's Adrienne. Today I'm here to bring you part 1 of my bookshelf tour. I'm splitting this up into 2 parts because I have a lot to show you and a lot to film and I can't do it all at once. So the first today's video is the shelf behind me, which is my books that I've already read. Behind you are 2 bookshelves that I'll be showing you in the second part of this video, along with my office tour and filming space. The bookshelves behind you are my TBR shelf, and the other one is my husband's shelf that have a lot of his sci-fi, Star Wars, and Dragons book, my game shelf, all those kind of things. If you haven't yet, I'd love for you to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you can be notified when part 2 comes out. So, with all that said and done, let's get started with my bookshelf tour. So this is my bookshelf. That's my daughter's desk. Up here on the top I'm not going to do because I do that every year and it never changes. Down here is where things it's definitely gotten a little more full lately, and I've separated this bookshelf from my TBR bookshelf. I just have it all in one case, but now it's in 2, which is why I have a little bit more room. Up here on the top left are contemporaries, and then moving down this bookshelf we get to fantasy. It's basically all fantasy except for that bottom shelf right there is nonfiction and middle grade. Same thing goes for this middle shelf right here. The middle one is contemporary, and then we move into fantasy, and then down on the bottom continues the middle grade. And then over here we have historical fiction, contemporary romance, science fiction, paranormal, and behind here is dystopian, and then that's just mail and junk. Editing me here, I'm going to make my life a little bit more difficult by including timestamps. So if you want to see a particular genre, I'll leave those in the description box below for you. And I will also leave a link to any book reviews that I have, so you can go check out those in case you're interested. You're welcome. Starting here on the top shelf, I have my contemporaries, moving slowly towards thrillers and psychological thrillers. Starting up here, I have some special UK edition. I can't remember exactly what it was for, but All the Places You Go by Dr. Seuss, with just a small cup that has my name on it and some bookmarks. Safely Home by Randy Alcorn. Someone Has to Die by Jim Batten. A List of Cages by Robin Rowe. The Last Time We Said Goodbye by Cynthia Hand. What We Saw by Aaron Hartsler. My True Love Gave to Me, 12 Holiday Stories, edited by Stephanie Perkins. The Art of Baking Blind by Sarah Vauchen. Far From the Tree by Robin Benway. The Timekeeper by Mitch Albon. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Stay You'll Say by someone whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Beartown by Frederick Buckman. Room by Emma Donoghue. I See You by Claire McIntosh. Ooh, coffee! Thank you, Len. The Bad Things by Mary Jane Riley. Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. We Need to Talk About Kevin by Lionel Shriver. And finally, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. This middle shelf are all my Joy DePico books. I've been collecting these since I was in high school, so I feel like, more of her books than most other authors. Small Great Things, Vanishing Acts, 19 Minutes, Handle with Care, Perfect Match, The Pact, My Sister's Keeper, Leaving Time, and Lone Wolf, all by Joy DePico. Down here starts my fantasy collection. These are all Fae Fantasy, most of them being Sarah J. Maas books, but there are others, but this is my Fae Fantasy shelf. Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, Empire of Storms, Tower of Dawn, A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Wings and Ruin, A Court of Frost and Starlight, and House of Earth and Blood, all by Sarah J. Maas, An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson, The Treachery of Beautiful Things by Ruth Frances Long, Wicked Lovely by Marissa Marr, and Tithe by Holly Black. This middle shelf here continues the Fae collection with The Darkest Part of the Forest, Cruel Prince, and The Wicked King by Holly Black. Moving down to this shelf here, this continues fantasy. There's a mixture of YA and adult fantasy. I haven't separated them yet. Starting with the first 2 books, Nevernight and God's Grave by Jay Kristoff, Six of Crows, and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, Mistborn, The Wall of Ascension, and The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson, The Wrath of the Dawn, and The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh, Caraval, and Legendary by Stephanie Garber. Here we have more series, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien, A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, and A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab, Snow Like Ashes, Ice Like Fire, and Frost Like Night by Sarah Roche, An Ember in the Ashes, and A Torch Against the Night by Sebastien Heer, The Name of the Wind, and Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor, A Kiss of Deception, and The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson, The Winner's Curse, and The Winner's Crime by Marie Rutkowski, Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson, Heartless by Marissa Meyer, And I Darken by Kirsten White, and Steely Snow by Danielle Tage. On this middle shelf, I have The Way of Shadows, The Black Prism, and The Binding Knife by Brent Weeks, Passenger by Alexandra Bracken, Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody, Wicked Like a Wildfire by Lana Popovic, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, Elantris by Brandon Sanderson, and I'm trying to collect the UK editions of the Mistborn series, so I have another copy of Mistborn Final Empire, Eleanor by Jason Gurley, The Guinevere Deception by Kirsten White, Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, Night Circus by Aaron Morgenstern, and these are all the Harry Potter books. They're not all the same edition. I'd like to have them all the same edition someday, but my daughter has them now, so there's no need. I'm not going to pull them all out because we all know what the Harry Potter books are. In this little shelf over here, I just have my little teddy bear and the jar that I was using for my quarterly reading challenges. Down here are my nonfiction and moving towards classics. The Ordinary Parent's Guide to Teaching English by Jessie Wise and Sarah Buffington, Pippi Longstocking by Astrid Lindgren, Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, a very old pocket edition of the Bible in Dutch, The Last Lecture by Randy Pouch. This is the Dutch version of The Cross and the Switchblade by David Wilkerson, has Kruis and Ospel. Do Penguins Have Knees and Other Imponderables, Mysteries of Everyday Life, explained by David Feldman. Liturgy of the Ordinary by Trish Harrison Warren, Thoughts Matter by Mary Margaret Funk, Broken Flowers, a commentary of the tragedy of sex slavery in America by Pascal Manzo, The Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman, Identity Development, Adolescence to Adulthood by Jane Kroger, Building a Discipling Culture by Mike Green, Things My Son Needs to Know About the World by Frederick Buckman, The Message, the Prophets Edition by Eugene Peterson, another copy of the Holy Bible. Yes, I know it's upside down, but the front side has my full name on it. Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. I remember I said classics before, but these are moving into middle grade. The entire collection of the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, The Adventures of Pinocchio by Carl Collodi, Tom Sawyer, and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Yes, I know this is not middle grade, but I associate it with my middle grade time, so it's with middle grades. Inkheart by Cornelia Funk, How to Train Your Dragon by Crescenda Cowell. And in this last little shelf here, we have the School for Good and Evil series, The School for Good and Evil, A World Without Princes, and The Last Ever After by Sunan Chainani. Moving on to the top right shelf. Sorry about these angles. These are going to be a little bit tricky because I actually have a desk right here against my camera, which is not making it easy for me to move around. These are my historical fiction books, starting off with Wildcat and Leaping Wolf by J.P. Harker. These are two Dutch historical fiction, sort of romance, adventure, mix of everything books, but they are A Delicate Kwestie, A Delicate Matter, and the Vrijbrief. I can't think of the English word, but it's a letter that you have when you get somebody out out of jail or something. Both by Andrew Revkin. Manhattan Beach by Jennifer Egan. Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. Romanoff by Nadine Brandes. By the way, this isn't purely historical fiction. This is also historical fantasy, historical romance, historical everything. Iscariot by Tosca Lee. Alex and Eliza by Melissa de la Cruz. The Other Queen by Philippa Gregory. Live by Night by Dennis Lehane. Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. Mr. Dickens and His Carol by Samantha Silva. Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. I'm not going to pull any of these out because there's a desk in front of me and I can't reach, but they are Outlander, Dragonfly and Amber, The Voyager, Drums of Autumn, The Fiery Cross, An Echo in the Bone, and Written in My Own Heart's Blood by Diana Gabla. I'm only missing A Breath of Snow and Ashes, which kind of bums me out. These ones here are romances. Technically, this selection series is dystopian, but I'm counting it as romance because it fits better. Paper Princess, Broken Prince, and Twisted Palace by Aaron Watt. After by Anna Todd. To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. The Kiss Quotient by Helena Huang. Destiny by Sally Buman. A Kiss at Midnight by Eloisa James. November 9 by Colleen Hoover. The Selection, The Elite, The One, The Heir, and The Crown by Kira Cass. Moving down here are my science fiction. Wires of Nerve by Marissa Meyer. Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, and Winter, all by Marissa Meyer. 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. This is one that I'm actually in the middle of at the moment. Unraveling and Unbreakable by Elizabeth Norris. Dark Matter and Pines by Blake Crouch. Illumine, Gemina, and Obsidio by Jay Kristoff and Enid Kaufman. Lifelike by Jay Kristoff. And The Sudden Appearance of Hope by Claire North. Down here are my paranormal, starting off with Unearthly, Hallowed, and Boundless by Cynthia Han. Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess. City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Heavenly Fire, and City of Lost Souls, all by Cassandra Clare. Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. Dark Angel by Eden McGuire. Another Pan, and another Faust by Dinah and Daniel Nayeri. I'm really sorry for this terrible angle, but right here is that desk I've been telling you about. How to Be a Pirate by Chrisanda Cowell. I have no idea why that's on that shelf. I probably should put it somewhere where it belongs. This Spiderwick Chronicles, one of the Spiderwick Chronicle books by Holly Black. Now I remember, these are books I actually need to bring to a friend of mine. Same thing goes for this one, Forever by Maggie Stiefvater. Here we go. Now actually starts my dystopian. Starting off with A Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. This Savage Song and Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. Divergent, Insurgent, and The Legion by Veronica Roth. Wolf by Brian Grouden. Forgetting by Shannon Cameron. The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead. And this should be Wonder Woman by Lee Bardugo, but a friend of mine borrowed it 3 years ago and never gave it back. So it's over here so that the sleeve doesn't get ruined, although it's slowly starting to get ruined. Down here on this shelf, there's nothing of real interest. That's my mail with some printer paper and some office things. The only thing that I have down here is a coloring book for The Court of Thorns and Roses that I never actually used. I got it for a Christmas video one year. I should probably sit down and color, as if I have time for that. That wraps up for today's bookshelf tour. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't yet, I'd love for you to subscribe. Keep your eyes out for the next one, so make sure you click that notification bell, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.